Good evening from Investsharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Thursday, October 7th market update. On the economic front, the weekly jobless claims were down by 11,000 to 445,000, beating the estimate of 450,000. The weekly nat gas report showed a build in nat gas and storage by 85 billion cubic feet, more than the expected 80 billion cubic feet. Of course, nat gas was down. On deck for tomorrow is the monthly employment situation report. The non-farm payrolls estimate is for minus 8,000 compared to the minus 54,000 last month, and that's at 8:30 Eastern Time. After the market closed, Alcoa kicked off earnings and they beat on the top and bottom line. And last I checked, they were up about 30 cents, up 2.46% in extended hours trading. The dollar was up. Gold, silver, copper, and oil were all down. Hated it. No, I didn't hate it, but the market held it pretty well. But commodities kind of took a beating today, and some of the commodities, especially gold and silver and copper. Light sweet crude futures were down $1.56 to settle at 81.67 a barrel. So you're looking at the dollar, the UUP ETF. We did get a little bounce today over to the West Texas Intermediate Group Point Figure Chart. Had a little bit of pullback. Probably needed a little rest here, but still looks fine. Let's take a look at the Dow. Dow closed down 19 points to 10,948. S&P closed down 1 point to 1158. Nasdaq closed up 3 points to 2383, and the Russell closed down 1 point to 684. The Nasdaq held the best, closing up 0.13%, and of course the Dow was the weakest, down 0.17%. So it wasn't a whole lot of movement in either direction. Volume across the indices, the ETFs that I look at, were a little below average today. So it was all right. Volume wasn't too horrible, but so didn't move much. We're still stuck about right here, waiting for the employment situation report. I would imagine tomorrow morning. Same thing with S&P, still holding up fine. And the Nasdaq, same here. Had a kind of a little bounce after the little nastiness from the cloud computing, and of course they just started taking lots of tech out yesterday. Little debacle. So let's see. Let's take a look at gold, GLD. So kind of curious what this will play out to be. We had, this is this outside bearish reversal, which could be a short-term top, and lots of volume behind it. So we'll see if that plays out or not. And silver looks the same, outside bearish reversal. So I would expect a further pullback here, but we'll see. I mean, everyone keeps wanting to get in these, so they may not let it go down very far. And copper also, nice little pullback here with some volume. I had all this selling volume here, and then now we got selling volume here and selling volume here. There's more selling than there is buying, but we'll see how that plays out. But copper's still holding up fine for now. FXE. So the euro, again, heavy selling. And it pulled back, but it didn't move all that much. It did come off the lows, which I think also helped the market a little bit, as it gained a little bit of strength during the day, even though it closed negative. Volatility index, the VIX, still here, not moving much, but we are kind of coiling down here, this lower area. Let's take a look at XLF. Still not moving much, still hanging pretty tough. Be interesting to see if this really bottoms or not, which it looks like it could be setting up to do that. Let's go take a look at the McClellan oscillator. Or look at the NYSE McClellan. So, of course, we're not moving much, so we're just stuck in neutral, not overbought, not oversold. Could go either direction here. So let's take a look at the sectors. 7 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The software index had the biggest percent gain, up 0.83%, and the gold index was the weakest, down 2.76%. Over to ChartWatch. Don't have too many charts to look at today, actually. I've been in some meetings, and I had to be out of office for a while, so I haven't really got to go through all my scans. I like this breakout on this ACET. I have no idea what it does. I don't really care, because since as a trade, I'd be playing off the chart here and the volume and price action and the pattern. So looks like it's bottomed. HST, Host Hotels, still holding up well since it broke out here a couple days ago. LTD breaking out higher today. OKE. It already broke out of it. It was in here from the downtrend line. It broke out of that, but it's got a nice ascending triangle here. So I would expect, and got volume coming in, I would expect it to break out and move a little bit higher. AIR, breaking out over the 20. I think option radar, someone pointed this one out. I can't remember when it was, the other day before it broke out. I know that. But nice big breakout today. It's had really good volume, and it had this kind of a cup and handle, and broke out. So possibly maybe a dip buy there. Watch Baidu. Baidu's still holding up well. I wouldn't buy it until it takes out the little downtrend line there, but it's still holding up really fine. Sienna, another looks like a bull flag here, so I would wait again for it to take out out of the downtrend line here, out of this channel, out of the flag, but it still looks good. GGC, Georgia Gulf, breaking out over. It's been in this rising wedge and breaking out higher. It's got some overhead resistance, but it still looks pretty good. Diageo, nice ascending triangle here. Tried to break out today. I think the market just wasn't weak enough to support that, but looks interesting. And if you can't buy, it may not go higher yet. Maybe it comes down here. Trend line would be a great buy here, or you could watch the moving averages, which I don't have but the 30 up there, but still think it's worth keeping an eye on. Dillard's, big breakout on Dillard's. If you were patient and sat here for a few weeks, which I always am challenged to do that, I'll usually just set alert because I cannot babysit something like this. It's too boring for me. So, but nice big breakout on Dillard's. Bon Ton, isn't that the town in True Blood? I don't remember. Sounds familiar. I think it is. So a nice breakout today, up into resistance as well. Got a lot of good volume. Probably is going to want higher. This little aluminum company here, especially after Alcoa report, it might even go ahead and break out and move higher. I'd rather buy the dip maybe back to 850 or so, but this is looking good. Texas Roadhouse, a lot of restaurants are looking good. Finally broke out today. I think I talked about it here in early September when it first hit this trend line. Then it's finally made its way, broke out. Good volume. Should be moving higher as long as the market holds up and goes higher. Lamar Advertising actually broke out yesterday, breaking higher, still looks good. LRY, this Liberty Property Trust, lots of volume. I would expect it to go ahead and break out of this wedge. It started to today, and I think the market just wasn't strong enough probably for support. It does have overhead resistance at 34. PLD, talked about this one yesterday and broke out much higher today. Looks good. I like Plum Creek here. It's really I like this really tight. Didn't hardly move today. No selling volume. It looks like it's about ready to go. RBN. This had earnings. They sold it off, and then they come in and start buying it back today. So it looks like a potential of the cup and handle pattern. Watch, I probably wouldn't touch it unless it can break out over here with some volume. But since after I had the sell off and then buy them, but still looks interesting to keep an eye on. TNB, Thomas and Betts, breaking out today. And OFG, Oriental Financial. I like this triangle, so lots of volume kicking in today, so I keep an eye on it to break out of this triangle soon. Let's go take a look at the current market signals. We follow the point and figure charts for the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, and we're not moving, so there's no sense in looking at them. They're at the same spot probably almost that they were last time we looked at the point and figure chart. So here's our current price objectives. I don't calculate this. Point and figure chart does it for you, and it's based on the pattern as it breaks out. So there's no time frame to point and figure price objectives, and just like anything else in trading, it doesn't always play out. So I wouldn't get your heart set on this yet. All right. That is all I have for today, and thanks for watching.